Marco Polo, the bitch is back. I know you have all been dying for new episodes, so here we go. Chapter 97. In 2017, I was in my hoe phase after a breakup with my boyfriend of 4 years. I met this guy on Tinder. Let's call him Bimongo. He was a 25-year-old, tall, fine as fuck, tatted Tongan man. Well, I'll give him that. We were talking for about 7 months at the time, doing the bad things and almost every day. I say almost because I had a full roster, so needed time for others. Got lucky. One night, me and my cousins went out to Orion's. If you know, you know. What's Orion's? And one of my boy cousins ends up having a fight outside. We go outside and see that there's this girl who we'll call Lekaulia, who jumped in on my cousin. Best believe I dragged her off my cousin and fussied her on the side. End of the night, she went home with bruises, a bleeding nose and lip, and swollen bumps on her face, while I left with a few scratches and pieces of her hair extensions. Yep, malo si oasis. I was texting Bimongo the whole night before the fight, as he was waiting for the time and location for him to pick me up to go do more bad things. But he didn't reply, so I figured he went to sleep and I left the club with my other sponsor. Haven't we all done that? Next day we chatted and I went over to his house to do the bad things and talked about the night before. It turns out Lekaulia was his girlfriend of 2 years. What? Now before people start coming for me, I did the inspection of his house and car for signs of a girlfriend and found nothing. His socials was just basketball, rugby, and his family with no signs of a girlfriend. I asked him why he lied, and he said, 1, he didn't want to lose me because I gave him everything his girlfriend wasn't. She was a good girl and didn't want to do the bad things before marriage. And 2, she was his older sister's best friend. Best believe I left his house ASAP and blocked his ass. I found Lekaulia on Instagram and told her everything and apologized about the night before. No, you didn't. She went off at me saying I'm a hoe and a homewrecker and told me to go compare myself. She came to my workplace the following week with his sister to beat me up, but ended up getting beaten up and his sister just stood there watching and screaming from the sidelines. I unblocked Bimongo that night, got him to pick me up, and we did it all night. I FaceTimed her on his phone and made her watch him eating my punani. Oh my God! Oh my God. She hung up, so I called again and made her watch me give him the saki. She hung up and he called her back and made her watch him give me back shots. Are you fucking mad? 7 years later, 7 years, we have 2 kids, married for 4 years. His sister is the whahu of my kids and was in my bridal party. And Lekaulia is now a single mom to 4 kids back in Samoa. Call me a homewrecker and I'll Wreck-It Ralph that shit down. So far, so far. What in the entire fuck did I just read? Next one. I'm 50 years old now and live in New Zealand. Call me Tiko. Can we call you something else? Because Tiko in Māori means something else. Let me tell you a story about what happened back in Samoa when I worked in Yazaki back in the 2000s. My boss was Japanese and we had been out clubbing, picking up random girls every weekend. Okay. One weekend, we found 2 beautiful girls and headed to Motonga Motel in Whangalei. I was jealous of my Japanese boss because he got the pretty one compared to my one. That's not very nice. We are all part of the animal kingdom. I even pushed it to do a swap, but my boss told me to fuck off. No major complaint because he paid for everything. 5 minutes into the bad things, I heard the banging from my door and heard my boss yelling my name over and over. I opened the door and said, what happened? He paused to catch his breath and told me, the girl he got with is actually a man. Oh my God. Then he said, swap please. And I said, F right off. Oh my God. But did your boss finish? Next one. Back in high school, I went to LaSalle Boys and me and some mates went to the movies one night when I saw this hot chick. One of the boys knew her and said she was his cousin. So I bought his ticket and food that night for her number. Really? I only worked up the courage to message her the following week. Keep in mind, this was during Christmas holidays back in 2007 with no video calls. So I texted her and we started chatting. Then we started talking. I then noticed she had broken English. Dude, fucking, yes, eh? But from what I remembered, she was still hot from that night. I tell you. So we decided to hook up. Tell me why I rocked up and it was a different girl who looked older. But Aikai and me still did the bad things with her. What? I later found out it was the girl's auntie holding onto the hot girl's phone because she just left to Samoa for the Christmas holidays. What the actual F? So you sleep with the auntie? We listen and we definitely judge.